5-paragraph essay, thesis statement. So, now that we know a little bit more about the hooker portion of the introductory paragraph, let's get to the climax of your introductory paragraph. And that climax is better known as the thesis statement. VIP number 1. The thesis statement in any 5-paragraph essay or any essay, dissertation, research paper, period, your thesis statement is your essay's roadmap. So, in your thesis statement, it has 3 main functions. The first function is that it states the purpose of the essay. Are you trying to persuade me? Are you trying to convince me of something? Are you trying to get me to be on your side? Are you trying to inform me or something? Your thesis statement states the purpose of the essay. The thesis statement is a promise that you, the writer, are making to the reader about the essay's main points. If I say that the thesis statement is about A, B, and C, then I'm promising you, the reader, that I'm going to deliver A, B, and C. And lastly, the thesis statement is accurate and straightforward. When I say accurate, I mean it's not making any broad claims. It's making something that is going to be verifiable, that's going to be valid, that can be proven, and it's going to be straightforward and to the point. Your thesis statement is never more than 1 sentence, maybe 2, but never more than that. Now, your thesis statement has 2 main parts. It has the claim and it has the because clause. Let's talk about the claim. So, the claim part of your thesis statement is where you take a stand in as few words as possible. You are just making your statement. You are stating your opinion. You're making your claim. Your because clause is the support that makes the claim valid. I can't make a claim unless I back it up and prove it with support. That's where the because clause comes in. So, what does a thesis statement or sample thesis statement look like? Let's look at one. Kevin Hart is the best comedian of the 21st century because of his ability to tell stories, his easy catchphrases, and his willingness to discuss his personal life. So let's break this thesis statement down. Where is my claim? Remember, my claim is where I take a stand in as few words as possible. Right here, Kevin Hart is the best comedian of the 21st century. Now, notice I didn't say Kevin Hart is the best comedian. I could have left it at that, but remember, my thesis statement has to be accurate. I haven't been alive long enough to prove that he's the best comedian ever or the best comedian in the world. So that's why I added of the 21st century. That's something that I can verify, that I can prove, and I can provide support for so that it remains accurate and straightforward. So, Kevin Hart is the best comedian of the 21st century. Bam. That's my claim. Now, I need to prove it. The because clause simply is me providing support, aka evidence, aka details that will make my claim valid. Let's check out my support. Now notice I have the word because. So that automatically lets the reader know I'm about to give my support. Kevin Hart is the best comedian of the 21st century because of his ability to tell stories. That's one. That's one reason. His easy catchphrases. That's 2 reasons. All right, all right, all right. And his willingness to discuss his personal life. That's 3. Typically in your thesis statement, you want to give 3 supports within your because clause. Now, if you paid attention and you watched the introductory paragraph video, you'll know that those 3 because clause support statements make up your 3 body paragraphs. So let's look a little bit at the claim. So in the claim, there are 2 no-nos that you need to avoid. No-no number 1, avoid the babbling, fluffy claim. There's nothing worse than reading a high academic, high SAT, high ACT jargon, vernacular filled thesis statement, similar to the one I just spoke. Remember, your thesis statement should be accurate and straightforward. It can't be straightforward when it's full of babbling and fluffiness. So, what you don't want to do is you do not want to throw in extra academic sounding words. So, let's look at the same thesis statement that we're working with. We're going to look at the claim portion, and let's see what I'm talking about when I say babbling and fluffiness. In the abundant, guaffing, and alacrity-filled world of comedy, Kevin Hart is the best comedian of the 21st century. It sounds like I didn't think my claim was strong enough, so I felt I needed to add high-sounding vocabulary words to make me sound intelligent. You don't have to do that. Your thesis statement just needs to be accurate and straightforward. So therefore, I don't even need all of this. It's great that you know what abundant means and guaffing and alacrity filled. That's great that you know that. But all I want to know as the reader is what your claim is. Why are you making me read this essay? So this right here is a no-no. I don't want to see it. All I want to see is your claim. Bam. And then your because clause. All right. No-no number 2. Avoid the jubilant claim, where you're so excited and you're so certain that you forget, hey, you're trying to back this up, and your reader may know a little bit of knowledge too. So, now, what is a jubilant claim? They're claims that can't be supported. Now, typically claims like that have words like best, worst, ever, always, in the world, of all time, words that are just superlative, where they can't be topped. And those claims can't be supported. I can't say Kevin Hart is the best comedian ever. Have I listened to every single comedian in the entire world? No, that's a claim that I cannot provide any evidence to support. I can't say LeBron James is the best basketball player ever. Why? Because I haven't seen every single basketball player play. You want to make a claim that's going to be something that you can prove. So, how do you do that? You add specific details. If you reflect back on the thesis statement, I said Kevin Hart is the best comedian of the 21st century. Now, I've eliminated every single comedian prior to the 21st century. So I'm dealing with comedians maybe from year 2000 and on. Now, if I wanted to get even more detailed, to eliminate even more, because my job is I want to take it from being broad to real specific. So, Kevin Hart is the best comedian, that's really broad. If I say Kevin Hart is the best comedian of the 21st century, I'm getting a little more specific, but I still have a lot of comedians that I have to get through. So another way I could make it more specific is I could say Kevin Hart is the best male comedian of the 21st century. Now I've eliminated all the females. And then I can get even more specific and even funnel down even more by saying Kevin Hart is the best African-American male comedian of the 21st century. Now I have completely dwindled it down to a small group of people. So avoid the jubilant claim. You never want to just stop at the best something. You always want to make sure you get as detailed, get to the lowest common denominator that you can.